Someone shared a Vietnamese proverb with me recently that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. It goes like this. Sông sâu biển lặng, lúa chín chuối đầu. The deep river flows quietly. The ripe rice bows its head. And somehow, everything I needed to hear this week was inside them. I'm Gavin, and today, let's talk about what it truly means to bow your head. Picture a rice field in the Vietnamese countryside. Early morning, golden light, rows of rice plants stretching to the horizon. Look at the ones that are still young, still growing, not yet ready. They stand straight and tall, stiff, rigid, reaching upward as if trying to prove something. Now look at the ones that are fully ripe, heavy with grain, full of everything they have grown to become. They bow, not because they are weak, not because they have been defeated or broken. They bow because they are full. That is the whole lesson, right there, in a rice field at dawn. The more a person truly knows, the more they have truly experienced, truly learned, truly understood, the less they feel the need to announce it. The less they need to stand tall and stiff and say, "Look at me, look at how much I know." Real depth is quiet. Real wisdom doesn't shout. The deep river flows silently. It is the shallow stream that makes all the noise. Think about the people in your life who have impressed you most. Not the ones who talked the loudest in the room. Not the ones who corrected everyone else. Not the ones who needed every conversation to circle back to their own achievements. The ones who truly changed something in you, were they not usually the quieter ones? The ones who listened more than they spoke, who asked more than they answered, who sat with you in your difficulty without rushing to fix it or one-up it. The ones who had nothing to prove because they already knew who they were. That is the ripe rice. That is the deep river. And here is the uncomfortable question worth sitting with today. When you are in a conversation, are you the deep river or the noisy stream? Are you the ripe rice bowing with the weight of genuine understanding, or the young stalk standing rigid, trying to look taller than it is? Most of us, if we are honest, are sometimes the noisy stream, sometimes the unripe stalk. And that is okay. That is human. That is how we grow. But awareness is the beginning of change. The moment you notice yourself performing knowledge rather than sharing it, standing tall rather than bowing with genuine understanding, that noticing is already the beginning of wisdom. Before we get to today's vocabulary, I want to say something to those of you learning English. Humility is one of the most powerful tools in language learning. The learner who says, "I don't know this word, please teach me," will always grow faster than the one who pretends to understand. The one who asks again when they didn't catch something, who bows their head and admits they need more, will always go further than the one who nods along in silence. In language, as in life, the bowing head learns more than the rigid one.
So ask, admit, stay curious, stay humble.
The ripe rice always bows.
Now, let's look at today's key vocabulary.
Humility. Humility means a quiet awareness of your own limits, the absence of arrogance or the need to prove yourself. For example, the ripe rice bows its head. That is humility made visible. Word number 2, rigid. Rigid means stiff and unbending, unable or unwilling to change or adapt. For example, the young rice stalks stand rigid, stiff, unripe, not yet ready. Word number 3, arrogance. Arrogance means an exaggerated sense of your own importance, behaving as if you are better or more knowledgeable than others. For example, the noisy stream is arrogance. The deep river is wisdom. Word number 4, proverb. A proverb is a short, well-known saying that expresses a general truth or piece of advice. For example, Song sao bien long, lua chin chui dao is one of the most beautiful proverbs in the Vietnamese language.
Word number 5, depth. Depth means the quality of being profound, having great knowledge, feeling, or understanding.
We have reached the end of today's short episode, and I want to leave you with just this. The next time you feel the urge to stand a little taller, to speak a little louder, to prove a little more,
think of the rice field at dawn. Think of the heavy, golden, bowing heads of the plants that have grown into everything they were meant to be.
The deep river doesn't need to roar. It simply flows, wide, steady, unhurried, and everything that falls into it is carried gently, quietly, all the way to the sea. Be the deep river. Be the ripe rice. Bow your head and keep growing. I'm Gavin. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And I will see you next week.